Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome back to the Easy English channel. This is the place where we truly believe learning English can be both easy and incredibly fun. I'm your host, Olivia, and I'm so thrilled to be with you all today, ready to dive into some truly inspiring insights.
Hi, Olivia. It's absolutely fantastic to be back here with you. And a big hello to all our wonderful listeners and viewers out there. I'm Steve, and honestly, I'm just buzzing with energy today. Genuinely happy to be here, sharing this valuable time and conversation with you and everyone tuning in.
You really do look full of energy, Steve. There's a definite spark about you today. You know, sometimes after a long week, it can be hard to find that motivation on a Monday. What's your secret? Did you get an extra long, refreshing sleep, or perhaps have an amazing, super-powered breakfast this morning?
Well, I wish I could say it was just a magical breakfast or some secret sleep potion, Olivia. I've certainly got my trusty water bottle here, staying hydrated, and I'm definitely soaking up some of this lovely sunshine coming through the window, which always helps. But to be completely honest with all our listeners, yesterday was actually a pretty tough day for me. It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, I can definitely tell you that much.
Oh, really? That's quite interesting, considering your bright demeanor now. You seem so upbeat. So I'm genuinely curious, what exactly happened yesterday that made it feel so tough? Sometimes those really challenging days, they can actually teach us the most profound lessons, don't you think? There's often growth hidden in those struggles.
Absolutely, they really can. What happened was I was trying to learn something completely new and quite complex. And just to clarify for our amazing audience, it wasn't English this time, though the feeling was strikingly similar to how learning a new, challenging language can sometimes feel. I hit this massive wall where everything just felt utterly, completely impossible. You know that sinking, frustrating feeling when your brain just refuses to grasp something? I remember distinctly thinking, there's simply no way I can do this. And honestly, the urge to just throw in the towel, to completely give up, was incredibly, incredibly strong. I felt defeated before I even really started.
I completely understand that feeling, Steve. It's so relatable. We all have those kinds of days, don't we? Days where self-doubt creeps in and tries to convince us to stop. But that's precisely why today's topic is so incredibly important, not just for English learners, but for everyone. Why we absolutely shouldn't give up, especially when things get hard. Because, as you just touched on, those hard days, those moments of struggle, they're not roadblocks. They're actually the very things that make us stronger. They build resilience, right?
You are so right, Olivia. And honestly, this topic is just perfect for anyone learning English. Sometimes it truly feels like you're staring up at this huge, unconquerable mountain. You look at it and it just seems too big, too steep, and you wonder how you'll ever reach the top. It can be overwhelming, and that feeling of wanting to quit can be incredibly powerful. It's a very common experience for language learners, and it's important to acknowledge that.
Before we dive deeper into some fantastic strategies for overcoming these challenges, we have a quick but very important favor to ask all of you listening and watching. Please take a moment right now to hit that like button, subscribe to the Easy English channel if you haven't already, and importantly, share this episode with your friends, your family, or anyone you know who might be feeling a bit tired, frustrated, or ready to give up on their English learning journey. Let's build a supportive community and stay strong together, encouraging each other every step of the way.
That's a great call to action, Olivia. So going back to your tough day yesterday, Steve, when you felt like giving up on that new thing you were learning, what did you actually do? How did you push past that feeling? Did you have a specific strategy, or was it just a moment of clarity?
That's a great question, Olivia. First, and I know this sounds simple, but it really helped, I went and made myself a cup of tea. It gave me a moment to pause, to step away from the immediate frustration. While the water was boiling, I remembered something my old teacher used to say, and it really resonated with me yesterday. If it's hard, your brain is growing. She'd often compare it to muscles. You know, when you lift heavy weights or do challenging exercises, your muscles get sore. But that heavy work is what makes them stronger. It's the same with your brain and learning English. When you're struggling, when you're finding it difficult, that's not a sign you're failing. It's a powerful indicator that your brain is actively working hard, building new connections and expanding its capacity. It's literally growing stronger with every challenge you face.
Exactly. That analogy is absolutely perfect, Steve, and it's so important for our learners to hear this. Even something as seemingly negative as forgetting words in a conversation or not being able to recall a grammar rule immediately is completely normal. It doesn't mean your English is gone forever or that you're not making progress. Think of it this way. Your English isn't gone, it's just sleeping sometimes. With a little practice, a little review, it wakes right up. Every new word you learn, every small phrase you master, every single time you understand a native speaker, those are all small, significant victories that add up. We should celebrate every single one of them, no matter how tiny they seem.
You know, Olivia, that point about small victories really resonates with me. It's such an encouraging perspective, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed by the sheer volume of things to learn in English. Sometimes you just need to acknowledge those little wins because they do truly matter. They build momentum and keep you going, even when the bigger picture seems daunting.
They absolutely do, Steve. And here's another crucial piece of advice. Please, please don't compare yourself to other learners or even to native speakers. Everyone's journey is unique and progress looks different for each person. Instead, try asking yourself a simple, powerful question. Am I better at English than I was last month? Or even, am I better than I was last week? If the answer is yes, even by a tiny bit, then you are winning. You are making progress. And also, don't be afraid of mistakes. In fact, embrace them. Mistakes are good. They are not failures. They are actually valuable feedback, showing you exactly where you need to focus, and they clearly demonstrate that you are trying, that you are actively engaging with the language. That's true learning.
That's such a vital point, Olivia, especially in our social media age where comparison is so easy and often discouraging. Focus on your own growth. But what about people who feel incredibly busy? You know, the ones with demanding jobs, family responsibilities, who genuinely feel like they have absolutely no time to dedicate to English. What practical advice can we offer them?
That's a very common and understandable challenge, Steve. For our busy listeners, my advice is this. Don't look at the whole mountain. That's too overwhelming. Instead, just focus on taking one single step. Even if it's just 5 minutes, seriously, just 5 minutes, that's enough. Maybe it's listening to a short podcast snippet on your commute, reviewing 5 flashcards while waiting for coffee, or practicing one new phrase in front of the mirror. On those really hard days when you feel exhausted and can't imagine doing much, the goal isn't to run a marathon. The goal is simply not to stop. Just don't completely quit. Keep that small, consistent effort going, because consistency, even in tiny doses, builds incredible progress over time.
Wow, Olivia, on hard days, don't run, just don't stop. That's incredibly powerful and so practical. It takes the pressure off and makes it feel achievable, even for the busiest among us. I think that's a message everyone needs to hear, regardless of what they're trying to learn or achieve.
It really is, Steve. And for those of you who find strength and comfort in your faith, remember that God sees your effort. He sees every struggle, every moment of perseverance, every time you push past the urge to give up. You can truly find immense strength and peace in him when you feel weak or discouraged. Beyond that, learning English is so much more than just grammar rules and vocabulary. It's about connecting with people from all over the world, understanding different cultures, and ultimately, it's about opening up your entire world to new experiences and opportunities. It's a journey of connection and expansion.
That beautifully summarizes it, Olivia. So, to quickly recap some of these absolutely key ideas for our listeners today, because they are so important, remember that frustration usually means growth is happening, just like with muscles. Taking small, consistent steps is absolutely enough. You don't need to conquer everything at once. It's okay to rest and recharge, but never, ever quit entirely. Trust in a higher power if that gives you strength. And finally, embrace your mistakes. They are not your enemies, they are actually your friends, guiding you forward. What a powerful set of reminders.
Yes, exactly, Steve. Those are the pillars of sustained learning and progress. And remember, you are not alone in this journey. You are a valued part of our big, supportive learning family here at Easy English Channel. We absolutely encourage you to share your own victories, big or small, or any tips you have for staying motivated right there in the comment section below this video. Let's learn from each other and lift each other up every step of the way.
That's a great call to action, Olivia. So, going back to your tough day yesterday, Steve, when you felt like giving up on that new thing you were learning, what did you actually do? How did you push past that feeling? Did you have a specific strategy, or was it just a moment of clarity?
That's a great question, Olivia. First, and I know this sounds simple, but it really helped, I went and made myself a cup of tea.